The CEO of Immersive Entertainment, and I'm going to be introducing you to a project that we named Virtual Universe. And the neat thing is, I've seen a lot of presentations here today. The fun part of my job is we get paid to create fun, and this is what we're attempting to do with Virtual Universe. One of our founders, Jeroen van den Bosch, came from a storied career in gaming, where he helped launch successful titles like CSR Racing and Clumsy Ninja, which had 10 million downloads in the first week. Bob Curtis, who's our COO, comes from the medical industry and also helped found a virtual reality company some 16 years ago, which is still going. And as for my own background, I started out during the dot-com era, was fortunate enough to get swept into that, created one of the first website design companies in the world, ended up morphing that into an application design firm managing major complex projects, and 10 years after, sold and exited. This is a central question today for virtual reality. Okay? Why purchase this? Why spend $200, $300, $800 for this hardware? And we don't think there's an answer out there right now. And yet, hundreds of millions of dollars are being poured into hardware development. Why? Well, because we think that there is going to be a breakout moment. So somewhere within the next number of months, you're going to see VR start to accelerate, and augmented reality as well. So what do you do with this breakout moment? Well, you look at the real numbers. Today, there is a market. Okay, it's $12.1 billion. That's not a non-existent market. That's for VR. And that's going to grow to $40 billion by 2020. And again, looking at these numbers, there are 171 million users today of virtual reality. And then we're seeing blockchain-based applications, which are touting basically real estate plays in VR. But guess what they're leaving out? The fun. There's just basically investment. Decentraland, historic raise, $24 million, right, in 35 seconds. And yet, you can't really play the game yet. There's nothing to do yet except for invest. And this is what we're doing with Virtual Universe. We're combining a compelling long-term story. This is a multi-year adventure that you engage in with your friends. A living world which is powered by AI that is different than what you see in games today. Quick example. In our prototype, there's a bird. The bird has over 5,000 lines of code. It has eyes, ears, it has a sense of hunger, and it populates this world along with you, and your interactions with it feel real. That's what we're going for inside View. Rich social interaction, unique in VR creation tools. We want to make it as easy for the player to create things in this world as it is for a developer who's really experienced. Use your hands, mold the world, do it in a Minecraft way, but with superior graphics. We already have prototypes of all of this. And then, of course, we want to have challenging gaming. And lastly, we want to support a marketplace. So a marketplace where you can trade virtual goods. The virtual goods market a couple of years ago was about $15 billion. And Wax, a decentralized token exchange, sold a virtual knife 3 weeks ago for $63,000. There's huge money in this business. So, welcome to Virtual Universe. This is an MMORPG type game, as I described. Again, we encourage users to play, socialize, and create. And inside View, you can do all of these different things. You can trade and sell. You can earn crypto rewards. You can set up shop, retail to your friends. You can play, explore, and discover. You can run a business for profit, socialize and share, solve mysteries. All of this within one environment. This is the first city that we're building currently. It's called Uruk. And it's on this new planet that we're going to be visiting. And far more than just an idea, we're actually looking at launching this in a couple weeks so users can register for the game. They can register their avatar and their avatar name. This is just a basic model. In addition, you'll be able to get an apartment within the city as well. So this is how we start the adventure. Now, one of the thoughts here is, well, this sounds too big. You know, how do you develop something like this? And the answer is a parcel at a time. You build it out from this central city, and then eventually the story takes hold. The business model, pretty simple, right? Freemium business model. Get as many users in as possible, make the adventure fun, but then make money off the transactions that occur within that world. So lots of microtransactions. We're all about engagement. Again, freemium model. The player profit model is not something that we've seen other than investment. This, if you're a kid somewhere on the other side of the globe and you want to set up a little shop customizing avatars for people, you could do that. In VR creation, again, throwing things in place. We have a demo that if any of you have an Oculus Rift or a Vive, you can step into today and try these tools out. And then one more point on this. We think because of the way that VR is growing, okay, we've got to support multiple platforms. We can't just rely on in HMD or Mask. And we've got to be able to bring the adventure to people on their portable, on their mobile devices. So this game also will support multi-platform. So for instance, if I'm managing my business in-game, selling to people, adventuring, and I come out of it, we want to be able to engage you at work and make you a little less productive. And so you'll be able to manage your shop from your tablet. So this is a complete vision. We're focusing on user growth, user retention, and revenue generation, and early revenue generation. So this is a business, not a science project. One other thing, we mentioned multi-platform. Of course, there is some IP and innovation going on as well. We're creating something called the Emotion Engine. And what that is really is a collection of technologies that we hope will bring engagement up to the next level within a game like this. So things like basic AI are notched up a little bit from what you see in traditional games, and there's room for growth there. Blockchain plays an important role because not only does a view token represent a way to pay for goods and services within the world, but also represents ownership and trade of value and a way to account for that. But in addition, games like this are fraught with fraud. So it allows us to address an industry problem that we see, which is fraud. And there are opportunities that include, for instance, placing virtual objects within games from brands, and the list goes on. We're looking at markets and platforms right now. We are available on the Oculus Rift, as I mentioned, the HTC Vive. We're looking at commercial launch in 2019 of V1 of the game. So with that, questions?
So hi. So what format of a token are you doing? Is this a utility token?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
Are you taking U.S. investment, or are you doing outside?
Not currently. Not currently. So we were anticipating a Series A raise, and a lot of investors and people that we were talking to said, "Look, games invented this business model. You should do a utility token." So we're offering outside the United States, but we are also entertaining traditional investments. So if somebody's interested in equity, we're open to it. It just depends on the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the token in terms of usage on the platform and
Sure.
interaction?
Yeah. So the token itself is really a store of value and exchange on the platform. That's very, very simple. It's not about the token itself, as the end-all be-all, although we think that the value of the token will be driven by the value of the platform. So as you get network effect within the game, right, and you get real dollars being driven in and out of the game, the value of the token will be driven up based upon that activity. But beyond that, it's really about blockchain. It's a use of blockchain. But it's going to grow. And the thing is, if you can create a compelling title that keeps people enraptured for years, you're going to make a lot of money at that.
And second question, I think it's very important for every investors. Why your token will grow faster than your competitors' tokens?
Yeah, so we never represent, that this thing's going to go up. Who knows? It could fail. Okay, but really, this is a true use of the token within a game where the focus is the game, not the token. So I'll be honest about that. Now, I do think that the game itself could drive the value of the token.
Yeah, but I think this approach is more suitable for the equity investors, for venture
Certainly,
capital firms.
And that's why we're open to talking to people. Now we've had some investment on the token side where people just believe in the project. They want to help back
Okay,
it.
makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions on this side?
How many of you, by the way, have tried VR at all? Okay, all right, good.
What is the actual discount
And
structure?
stopped using
Thank you,
it.
yeah.
And how many have stopped using it?
Because exactly.
One
You either got
last
nauseous or it
question.
wasn't worth it, right?
What is the actual discount structure for your pre-sales?
Yeah, so right now we're starting at a 25% basically bonus structure, and then it goes down from there. So we have it all on the website. Anybody else?
Very good. Thank you, Enzo.
So the number of tokens we have for sale is 600,000 tokens out of 1 billion that are being minted. We're holding on to some to help drive the world, and we're equating those to ETH. So it's about 6,000 roughly view tokens to an ETH, 1 ETH.
How much have you raised so far?
So in angel funding, our angels like to say that we've done about $3 million worth of work for $660,000. So top ramen. And we've also raised about $180,000 above that. And the demo is available, so those of you who do have headsets, either Oculus or HTC Vive, we can pull you into the world with our co-founder, and you can experience some of this stuff for real. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.